Ever feel just completely drained, foggy, overwhelmed? You might have heard the term adrenal fatigue thrown around to describe that constant feeling of burnout. But what's really going on, according to the science? Well, that's what we're going to unpack today. Does this sound familiar? I mean, you do everything right. You get a full 8 hours, but you wake up feeling like you haven't slept at all. Or maybe you eat super healthy, but by 2 p.m., you're just completely wiped out. This feeling of running on empty, with that brain fog that just won't clear, it's so common and so frustrating. Okay, so let's look at this list. Do any of these hit home? The constant exhaustion, that afternoon crash where you do anything for a nap. Maybe you're craving salty snacks, or you just feel kind of irritable and on edge. Yeah, when you see all this, it's really easy to think, my adrenal glands must be totally fried. And honestly, it makes perfect sense, right?
But here's where things get interesting. This is where the popular idea of adrenal fatigue kind of splits from what the science is actually telling us. Now, let me be super clear. Your symptoms are 100% real. What you're feeling is valid. The cause, though, it's a little more nuanced than just worn-out glands.
So, check this out. This is a really important shift in thinking. The popular idea, adrenal fatigue, suggests your adrenal glands literally get tired and stop working. But what the science points to is something called HPA dysregulation. It's not that the glands are broken, it's that the communication loop between your brain and your body gets all scrambled by chronic stress. The whole system's signaling is off.
And again, I really want to emphasize this. The symptoms are real. You are not making this up. It is not all in your head. What's happening is your body's stress system has basically gotten stuck in the on position. It's in survival mode 24/7. And that right there is what's absolutely draining your batteries.
Okay, so how does this even happen? How do we get stuck? Well, it helps to think of our body's response to stress not as an on-off switch, but more like a curve. You don't just suddenly crash. It's a process, a progression through a few different stages. So, in the beginning, phase 1, stress can actually feel good. You're in high alert. You feel energized, sharp, motivated. Your body's just trying to help you rise to a challenge. But if that stress just keeps going and going, you slide into phase 2. We call this tired but wired. Sound familiar? This is when you can't sleep at night, but you feel exhausted during the day. And if it still doesn't let up, you eventually land in phase 3, full-on burnout. This is when your brain basically says, all right, I'm done, and shifts into major energy-saving mode. And that's where the deep exhaustion and brain fog really set in.
So if it's not the glands themselves that are fatigued, then what is the problem? Well, the real culprit is a disruption in the system, and it really boils down to one super important hormone and the command center that controls it. And that hormone is cortisol. Now, cortisol gets a really bad rap. Everyone calls it the stress hormone. But here's the thing. We absolutely need it. It's what wakes us up in the morning. It gives us the energy to face the day. The problem isn't cortisol itself. The problem is all about its timing. It's about the rhythm.
This is what a healthy, normal cortisol rhythm looks like. See that? It's supposed to peak in the morning, that's your natural alarm clock. Then it should gently slope downward all day, hitting rock bottom at night. That's what lets you fall asleep and get that deep, restful sleep your body craves.
But when chronic stress messes with that beautiful rhythm, you feel it. Big time. Can't drag yourself out of bed even with tons of sleep? That's probably a flat morning cortisol curve. That 3 p.m. slump where you feel like you've hit a wall, or feeling wide awake at midnight? Yep, that's your cortisol popping up at all the wrong times. It's a huge sign that your body's internal clock is out of sync.
So what's running the show here? It's this thing called the HPA axis. The easiest way to think about it is like the main communication line between your brain and your adrenal glands. It's the command center. And when you're under constant long-term stress, that communication line starts to get staticky. The messages get mixed up.
And what happens when the messages get mixed up? Your brain starts to think there's a constant danger, a threat that never goes away. And it does something really smart, actually. It says, okay, we need to conserve resources for this crisis, and it flips on energy saver mode. That means it starts powering down non-essential functions, like, sharp focus, stable mood, and high energy levels. That is what burnout feels like.
All right, so that's the breakdown of the problem. But here's the really, really good news. Because this is a problem with the system, it means we can use simple habits to support the whole system and gently guide it back to balance. It's all about building resilience. And first, it's super helpful to understand that burnout often doesn't come from one big, dramatic event. It's usually the result of all these little things, these daily micro-stressors that just pile up day after day. Things like too much screen time late at night, slamming caffeine on an empty stomach, constant multitasking. They seem small, but each one is a little signal to your nervous system that says, hey, we're not safe.
So what's one of the easiest, most powerful things you can do? Seriously, just get 10 to 15 minutes of sunlight in your eyes in the morning. No sunglasses. This is one of the best ways to anchor that cortisol rhythm. It sends a loud, clear message to your brain. The day has started, it's time to be awake and alert.
Next up, something huge, your blood sugar. Think about it. When your blood sugar is on a roller coaster, spiking up and crashing down, that's a massive stressor for your body. So, focusing on balanced meals, making sure you have protein, healthy fat, and fiber, gives your body a steady stream of fuel. And when your energy is stable, your ability to handle stress goes way, way up.
And listen, you don't need to book a week-long silent retreat. You don't even need an hour. Just 2 to 5 minutes, that's it, of intentional stillness, maybe some slow, deep breathing, can be enough to literally flip the switch from that stressed-out fight-or-flight mode to the calm, rest-and-recover mode. It's like a little manual override for your nervous system.
Okay, so let's put it all together. Look at this list. I want you to think of these as tools in a toolkit, not a strict to-do list you have to be perfect at. Getting that morning light, eating balanced meals, maybe some gentle movement like walking, taking those tiny nervous system breaks. These aren't just nice-to-haves. They're biological necessities for helping your system recover. So where do we go from here? We've seen that while adrenal fatigue might not be the most accurate scientific term, the feeling of burnout it describes is absolutely real. And the path back isn't about fixing a broken part. It's about gently rebalancing the whole system. And if there's just one thing you take away from all this, please let it be this. Your stress system is incredibly smart and adaptable. It learned how to be on high alert to protect you. And the amazing thing is, it can also learn to feel safe and balanced again. It just needs new, consistent signals. And just never forget that your body has this incredible, innate ability to repair and reset itself. It's not going to happen overnight, of course, but every small, steady habit you build sends a powerful message to your body, a message that says, hey, the crisis is over. You can stand down now. Your body knows exactly how to heal. Our job is just to give it the right environment to do its thing. So I want to leave you with a question, not a giant to-do list of things you should be doing, just a simple, gentle invitation. What is just one small thing you can do today to support your recovery? Seriously, maybe it's stepping outside for 5 minutes without your phone, or maybe it's just taking 3 deep breaths before your next meeting. That one tiny step, that's how you start walking the path back to feeling like you again.